March 2nd, 1998, Suzanne Lyall, a 19-year-old student at the State University of New York at Albany, had just finished her shift at a part-time job. She hopped on a bus, ready to head back to her dorm like any other night. But this night was truly different. This was the night Suzanne vanished. She was last seen stepping off the bus around 9:45 p.m., just a short walk from her dorm. The evening was cold, the campus nearly deserted. It should have been a short, familiar walk. She'd made it hundreds of times before. But she never made it to her dorm room. She never made it back to her friends, her family, her life. The next day, Suzanne's bank card was used at an ATM, just $20 withdrawn. The cameras couldn't catch who made the withdrawal, only the vague outline of a figure. Was it Suzanne? Or was it someone who had taken her? Someone who now had access to her most private belongings? They searched everywhere, talked to everyone, combed through every piece of evidence. But nothing made sense. No trail, no clues, no answers. Her family never gave up. They held vigils, put up posters, begged for someone, anyone, to come up with any new information. But each passing year felt like a knife, slowly twisting deeper into an open wound. What happened to Suzanne that night? Was she taken by someone hiding in the shadows? Was she lured into a car or followed by a stranger? Or did she willingly walk away into the darkness, never to return? They say that time heals all wounds. But what about wounds that never close? Wounds that remain open, festering with the pain of not knowing the truth. Suzanne's disappearance remains a haunting mystery, a puzzle with missing pieces. Her family continues to hope, to search, to remember, and they wait for the day when the truth will finally come to light. October 17th, 2009. It was supposed to be an unforgettable night. Filled with joy and excitement, Morgan Harrington, a 20-year-old Virginia Tech student, was attending a Metallica concert at the University of Virginia. The excitement, the noise, the music pulsing through the stadium. It was a night she'd been looking forward to for months. But somewhere in that crowd of thousands, something went horribly wrong, changing everything. Morgan got separated from her friends and ended up outside the arena, alone and vulnerable. She tried to get back in, but the rules were clear. No re-entry, no exceptions. So she found herself alone, far from home, in a city she didn't know well, feeling lost and scared. Witnesses say she was last seen near a bridge, trying to hitchhike, her face pale, her eyes wide with fear. For days, the police and volunteers scoured the city, desperate to find her, hoping for a miracle. But it wasn't until 3 months later that the chilling truth was uncovered. Her remains were found on a remote farm, nearly 10 miles from where she was last seen. A tragic end to the search. Who could have done this? Who was responsible for such a heinous act? As it turned out, it wasn't just a random attacker, but someone far more sinister. The investigation led to Jesse Matthew, a man with a twisted past and a dark history. The same man responsible for Hannah Graham's abduction. Another tragic case. If you'd like to know more on that unfortunate case, check out my last video. I should have it linked in the comments or in the description. Hopefully both. But anyway, 2 lives taken in the most brutal way by the same monster lurking in plain sight, unnoticed by many. Imagine attending a concert, having fun, and then finding yourself alone in the dark with a predator watching you. waiting for the perfect moment to strike, to take advantage of your vulnerability, the fear, the dread knowing you've been hunted. It's enough to make your blood run cold, a nightmare come to life. If you want to stay in the loop on our next video, in this series, and many others, don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell so that you know when the next video is going to come out. Leah Roberts was 23 years old when she decided to leave everything behind. A student at North Carolina State University, Leah had been struggling. Her parents had recently passed away, and she felt lost, disconnected from her life. So one day in March 2000, she packed her Jeep with a few essentials and hit the road. She didn't tell anyone where she was going or why. For days, she drove west without a clear destination in mind. Leah was searching for something, a place to find herself, a sense of freedom, an escape from her pain. But what she found was something else entirely. Her journey ended abruptly in the forests of Washington State. Her Jeep was found wrecked off a desolate road, miles away from any town or help. The windows smashed, personal belongings scattered around, but no sign of Leah. Investigators found strange clues. Leah's neatly folded clothes in the back of the car, her cat's blanket, and a wallet full of cash. But the strangest thing of all, the engine was still running when they discovered the wreck, and Leah's car keys were nowhere to be found. What happened in those dark woods? Did Leah have a breakdown and wander off? Was she forced out of her car by someone or something? There were no clear signs of struggle, but there were hints that something wasn't right. A hitchhiker claimed to have seen a young woman matching Leah's description in the area. Was she alive, lost, confused, or had something far more sinister happened? Despite extensive searches, Leah was never found. Her disappearance remains one of the most haunting mysteries because deep down, she's still out there, somewhere, waiting to be found. 3 women, 3 disappearances, and countless questions left unanswered, lingering in the air. Suzanne, Morgan, Leah, their stories haunt the families and investigators who still search tirelessly for the truth. They remind us that not all horrors are born from legends or ghost stories, but from real life. Sometimes the real terror lies in the unknown, in the dark spaces between what we know and what we fear the most. If you find yourself alone tonight, think of those who vanished in the shadows, those who were lost to the night, never to be seen again. And remember, sometimes the most terrifying monsters are the ones we can't see, lurking just beyond the reach of light. So, how's that for a second video? Did I do better than the first? What did you like? What didn't you like? Any suggestions, critiques? Let me know in the comments below, and I'd be happy to read them. As of the time of this recording, I'm still without a subscriber, but I know that will change one day, so long as I keep consistent. Matter of fact, if you stayed this long, I want to let you know that I will try to do a Wednesday and Sunday upload for this channel, unless I mention anything different in the community tab. To my future subscribers, thank you truly for wherever this channel takes me. Until the next video, we're always watching.